I want to show you one beautiful movement for the hands, the hand undulations. For this movement we need some exercises to practice very well, not to do some mistakes. For example, rolling our fingers in or stuff, or moving the wrong parts of the arms. So now I show you some exercises to get it really nice and relaxed. First, we take one hand here in front of us to help that our fingers don't move, that they don't go in and out. So we point with our fingertips, our flat palm of the hand, put it in front of us here in one line, and then we don't move this upper part of our arm, so our elbow doesn't go up and down, it stays on one line. The only part that moves is this part of our arm, our wrist and our joints in the fingers, but without moving the fingertips away. So we stay on one point, take our shoulders down, and then we go up with our wrist and go down with this part of our hand, and our joints come up and wrist down, palm down, wrist up, joints up, wrist down, palm down, up and down, without moving our elbow, without moving our shoulder and the upper part of our arm, and without rolling in our fingertips. So, up, down. Now we have to practice it with the other side. So we take our hand, fingertips on one place, shoulders down, open the chest, stomach in, no hollow back, and now don't move the elbow, don't move the upper part of your arm, and then wrist up, joints of your fingers up, wrist down, palm down, and we roll through our hand to our fingertips. So the undulation goes from here out to the fingertips. I often see one mistake, that the people start here from the outside of our hands and go to the wrist. That's wrong. Not from the out in. We go from in out, from our wrist to the fingertips. Second exercise is to do it free, without helping of the other hand. So have a nice position, healthy position, no hollow back, stomach in, shoulders down, and now we go in our round position, open the arms a little bit, elbows outside, but don't do it like this, it's hard. Open it relaxed, and the hand under the elbow, and then so we do this exercise with holding our upper part of the arm with our hand for not moving it, and then we only move this part of our arm. We go in with our wrist and out. We bend our elbow and we stretch our elbow. Wrist in, wrist out, wrist in, wrist out. And while we go out with our wrist, we try to bend in this part of our hand for letting the fingertips down to the floor. Because many people make the mistake to go in and out with the fingertips doing this movement. It's wrong. So, in, with our wrist, and out without moving the upper part of our arm, and without going in and out or rolling our fingers. In and out, in and out. And try to let the shoulder backwards, in and out. Next arm, open your elbows, lift your chest, stomach in, relaxed head, and then hold the arm and bend your elbow, wrist in, stretch your elbow, wrist out, bend and stretch, wrist in, wrist out. And always, if you go out with the wrist, go in with this part of your hand to bring your fingertips down to the floor. So now let our arms free and do it without helping of the hand. So elbows a little bit outside, relaxed arms, long arms, and the palms show to the legs. I don't say hip because then the arms are short. So go more down to the legs. Shoulders down, open chest. Now bend your elbows and stretch your elbows. Bend your elbows and stretch. Wrist in, wrist out. Fingertips to the floor. And always, if your wrist goes out, you push your this part of your hand in, palm in, wrist out, joints relaxed. So now we start doing the undulation without moving the upper part of our arm. In and out, in and out. And relax the wrists and relax the joints of your fingers without doing this rolling. Next, little bit more difficult, is to do it over our head. So we open our arms without going in front of us with the shoulders. We open the chest, shoulders down, and let our arms on one place. Palms in. And then we practice again with holding the arm. Holding, and then wrist in, bend the elbow. Wrist out, stretch the elbow. Wrist in, wrist out. Bend and stretch. And fingertips to the ceiling. In and out. Bend and stretch. Other arm. Hold. Bend the elbow and stretch the elbow. Wrist in, wrist out. And always, if your wrist goes out, you have this part of your hand in. Fingertips to the ceiling. Both arms, shoulders down, hold your stomach, don't go in the hollow back. And then in and out. And don't let the arms fall down, let them up. Always on one place. In and out. Now we start the undulation. In, palms in, fingertips to the ceiling, relax. Wrist in, palms in, wrist out, relax. And fingertips always to the ceiling. Next variation is to have the arms straight. And we let them near to our ears, but we don't go more in or more out. We let them in one place. Now we can bend our elbows to cross the arms here, and we can stretch our elbows without doing this. Stay on one place. Bend the elbows, stretch the elbows. Fingertips to the ceiling, relaxed hands, relaxed joints. One part of the movement is less relaxed, this, and then you relax. One advice, you needn't change your arms every time because nobody will see it. It's too much work. So decide which arm should stay in front and then you let this arm in front. So now, if you want to move the arms with hand undulations, you have to be like a mannequin dummy. So you move your arms as if you have only a joint here and the rest of your arms is still. So we go up, let our elbows out, go up like a dummy, shoulders down, and we go down in the same way. And we let our arms always be open, don't go in front of your body. Open your hands that they stay wider than the shoulders and that they stay wider than the hip. And then we do our undulations from this part of the arms, and the upper part of the arm is only there for moving the arm around. So we have our undulations. In and out, bend and stretch the elbow. Now we go up with the upper part of our arm from the shoulder joint and let our hands wider than the shoulders. And we go in front, let the elbows to the side and go downwards. And in and out. And don't go in and out with the upper part of the arm, only from the elbow.